And now, broadcasting live from the Darkroom Studio at Craven Community College, it's In the Know.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to In the Know. I'm Craig.
Good morning. I'm Megan Johnson. Good to see you, Craig.
It's great to see you, Megan.
It's a beautiful Thursday morning.
It's gorgeous. I heard there's some fog going on around out there.
It's kind of gone.
Okay, great.
When I came in.
Everybody's fine.
Yeah, we're all good.
It didn't take anybody over like a Stephen King novel or anything.
No.
Okay, good. I heard that
It was a
a
little
possibility.
foggy.
Yeah, so In the Know.
Zanetta's going to over there.
She's
going
getting
to
us in
change
focus,
us.
yeah.
I kind of like it. I'm all filtered and.
You're out of focus.
I look about
You're not
15
filtered,
years
you're
younger.
Out of focus.
I'll
That's
take
okay.
it.
Yeah, what they used to put Vaseline on the lens?
Oh, I didn't know that was a thing. That's a trick.
Yeah, in the early days of film, that was how they would do give you like that
Interesting.
illuminating effect.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, there we go. Look at that.
Now we're
in focus.
back.
Anyway, that's why people tune into this show, is to watch us get in and out of focus, which
Somebody
is literally what we do the whole time.
Somebody asked me when I got back to the office. They're like, "What happened to the camera? Why did the tripod fall?"
Yeah.
Because we came back and we're all crooked.
Things happen in here.
You never know.
We're doing our best.
Yes, but we are here to keep you in the know, and we've got all kinds of cool stuff happening today, don't we?
That's right. This is the
Yes.
show we do every week where we talk about what's going on in the college, what's going on in our community. Sometimes we get silly at the beginning. We have a little fun. We always
get
have
out of focus, then we get back in focus.
That's right.
Pun
And
intended.
we need to get focused, Megan.
Focused.
Yes.
Focus.
And then, of course, we have guests either from campus or in our community. And today we're going to have some of our Craven students on the show today,
Fantastic.
which I'm very excited about. And so we'll get into them in just a second, but we got to make sure that we let everybody know who's helping us out with the show today.
Correct. Absolutely. Throw it to the booth.
Looking
Good
in the
morning.
booth, who's helping us out this morning?
Hey,
Good morning.
Hey, good morning.
How is everybody? Hey, Rasheem. Hey, Rasheem, get a little closer. I want to see that T-shirt. Show off that T-shirt. You got to get a little closer. Keep going. Woo, ooh.
ECU.
ECU.
Nice.
Their
Yeah.
graduation's on Friday too.
Oh, yeah, next Friday, yeah.
So if you don't need to be at Greenville on Friday, I would recommend not going.
Yeah, that's
You're
fair.
going to be busy, closing a lot of streets down.
Yeah.
So, yes. Do you remember your graduation at ECU?
I didn't go to graduation, and I wish I had.
Okay.
But yeah, I didn't walk at graduation for my undergrad or my master's.
Oh,
So I
interesting.
haven't walked since high school.
I walked and
Yeah.
didn't tell my
I've
family.
been crawling ever since. Man.
I walked and didn't tell my family, so I
Oh,
got
really?
home. Yeah, and I'm like, "There's my cap and gown," and I walked in the house and it was all decorated, and they're like, "What did you do?"
Oh no.
Yeah, so it was all right. That's okay. And my takeaway? It was super, super hot and humid down there in the bottom of Ficklin Stadium, and the guest speaker was an author, and I couldn't tell you who it was, and he was incredibly boring.
Yeah.
And really long-winded.
Well, that's not how our graduation is.
No, our graduations are not like that.
Not at all. So our graduation is a week from tomorrow, believe it or not, which is exciting. You talk about traffic at ECU. There'll be a little bit of traffic coming into our campus next Friday as well. I think the last I heard, we'll have about 250, maybe 260 students actually walking.
Oh, that's great.
Yep,
That's
so-
a big number compared to what we've had since COVID, right?
Yes. Yeah. And so with the program, I see that we have Denadre is watching us on the live stream. Hello, Denadre. Denadre is actually going to be singing a number during graduation.
Hi, sweetie.
Denadre has been on our show.
Mr. Bell.
That's right. He's been on our show here, and he's also a Craven graduate, right? And he was in Encore, so we're very excited to see Denadre coming back and
Yes.
have
Love
graduation.
alums
Yeah.
coming back.
Yes. And speaking of alums, we have two future alums
Yes.
on the show with us today as our guests.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Welcome.
Hi.
Thank you.
Yeah. So we have Rhi and we have Jake with us today. So thanks for coming on the show. They are both graduating Craven students either next week or this summer, right? So welcome to the show.
Thank you for having
Thanks
us.
for having us.
Absolutely. So, Rhi, tell us a little bit about your journey here at Craven.
So I've been here for 3 years. I started going back to school when I was 29. And so I started at the Havelock campus, which was closer to me from where I lived at the time. And I was very scared to go back to school as an adult. So it was intimate and it made me feel safe and like, okay, let's try this out. And then I had to come to the big campus because there's more classes here.
We went from 4 buildings
Right.
to
And it was a nice way to kind of transition and get comfortable. And then I just kind of got involved in a little bit of everything.
Yes, we see you all over the place, right? Because you are involved. You're a work study with the foundation, right? Which allowed you to be involved with the Community Fabric Awards last week,
Yep.
and a lot of the things that the foundation does, right?
Yep.
And working as a student ambassador
Yes.
as well. Yeah.
And PTK. I was a PTK officer for 6 months. And
Tell people what PTK is.
Phi Theta Kappa is a international honor society. So it is if you have a GPA of 3.5 or higher. And I currently have a 3.939 because I got 1B.
Oh, wow.
But it was a lesson to learn
though.
that I'm not a perfect person and mistakes happen. And so, yeah, it's bittersweet to be graduating because so much has happened for me here, especially this last year. And I'm really going to miss it. And I'm definitely going to come back and visit.
Yeah.
So being a work study, you actually get exposed to so many real life opportunities as well. So tell us a little bit about some of the things that you've been able to engage in that otherwise you wouldn't have.
So as a student, you don't realize how much the foundation does from the outside. I haven't had to pay a dime for my education, not just from FAFSA, like federal financial aid, but because of the foundation and their scholarships. By the way, general scholarship applications are still open till May 30th. So they have given endowments and they have given money when things happen, emergency funds. There's a fund for everything. Like if you needed help, they will find a way to make it happen. And they tell me not to call them my bosses, but, my supervisors, they fight so hard for the students and the community engagement. They go out and they take pictures and they post and they share, and they're out there getting this money to help people like me.
Yep.
So
They're passionate because they see the results. I mean, you're a great example of that. Obviously, it's impacted you. It's made you want to be involved with them in the foundation and be more invested in your education too.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, as a work study, in their office, it's kind of crazy sometimes. You do a little bit of everything.
We all wear a lot of hats, right? But
Right.
there's
Yeah.
multiple over there.
Sometimes it's just a simple like, hey, have you drank some water today? Because
Yeah.
you're like hiding in your office because you're working on a deadline, and just checking in on them. And a lot of time it's data and paperwork and folding letters and envelopes and mailing out 600 things to the community. But, I'm their little elf, I guess.
Yeah.
We get it done. And I'm really going to miss them. But the work that they do is so important. And they support everybody here, not just the students, but the staff and the faculty. And I've learned so much working with them. I want to have a nonprofit one day. So getting that little bit of kind of heads up of what the world might look like, because you're not in it for the money.
That's right. Yeah.
You're in it to give back because you love people and you want to pay it forward.
Jake, tell us a little bit about your journey.
Absolutely. So I'm in the pilot program here at Craven. I'll be graduating this summer semester.
He passes by my office every day.
Yeah.
Yep. So so I enrolled at Craven straight out of high school. So when I was a senior in high school, I applied to 3 colleges, got accepted to 2 of them, and enrolled in neither of them because I decided to come here. And towards the end of high school, I was just really burnt out from, the academics and the stress. And I was originally going to go to university, but I decided, I'm really burnt out. Maybe I should stay here local and do some community college first, get me prepared for the high level of academics at university. And I already had my pilot license when I was in high school. I got that my senior year. And, it was really, I love flying. It's a passion of mine. And that's kind of what my heart wanted. So I kind of wanted to pursue that and kind of follow my heart and my passion straight out of high school. So that's why I decided to come here.
So I'm really glad that you're here on the show today because
you.
I read the article, and I don't remember if it was Holly or Zanetta who wrote it, about your recent accolades. Can you share a little bit about what you've just recently received?
Absolutely. So recently I was awarded a 4-year national NROTC scholarship. So what that is it's a scholarship that will allow me to attend university for 4 years. And the Navy will pay for my tuition, and it'll also give me a monthly allowance and a book stipend. And that will allow me to attend college on the Navy's dime, and I can focus on my academics and not have to worry about the financial burden. And after completing 4 years, I'll graduate with a Bachelor of Science degree, and I'll be commissioned into the Navy or Marine Corps as an officer.
So you're being humble.
It's pretty impressive.
And it's very impressive.
Pretty impressive.
There is a giant dollar figure that goes with that. Can you share that? It's pretty. I mean, I just was like aghast when I saw it. I mean, it's very impressive.
Yeah, it's a $200,000 scholarship, so quite a bit of money.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well deserved, and you've
Thank
worked
you.
hard for it. So I applaud you for that. I mean, again, because I see him all the time. So he's always there early. He's one of the last to leave. He's always got his stuff ready. So always pulled together.
Ask him about
that's very
graduation.
exciting.
Thank you very much.
So tell us about where you're going to be transferring to.
So as of right now, I'm placed at the University of Arizona. I was accepted to their university in the College of Engineering, and their NROTC unit had space available because you have to be accepted into the college and into the NROTC unit. It's separate, and you also need to receive the scholarship. So that's where I'm placed as of right now. It's subject to change, but for now, that's where I'm going.
And you said you have a few more classes to finish before you get your associates. Is that correct?
That is correct.
That's fantastic. So you'll be done this summer.
Correct.
Yay!
Zanetta said something about asking about graduation. Is that what you said, Zanetta?
Yeah, ask Jake about his graduation plans.
About his graduation plans.
Yeah, so
I couldn't hear.
Okay, sorry.
graduation plans.
Yes.
So when I graduate from university, so my plan is I'll commission as either an officer in the Navy or Marine Corps, and I'm a civilian pilot right now by trade. Pilot by trade, it's my passion. So I want to try to pursue that in the military. And if you've ever seen the movie Top Gun, that's kind of what
maybe.
kind of what I want to do.
You have
Okay.
the jacket.
He has a
Needs the jacket.
jacket.
You have the jacket.
Jake has the jacket too.
Do you have the jacket already?
I do.
He has the
Okay.
leather jacket with the
Yeah.
fur on the collar.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
You're ready to go. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's exciting.
In fact, that was the first thing I thought of when I read the article. I'm like, oh, that's the kid with the jacket. So that's fantastic. So what would you say, well, actually, what's your degree program now? What's your focus for your associates?
So it's an associate's in applied science in aviation management.
There you go. Okay. Very good. And what is yours, Ree?
Associate in arts degree for transfer. So was set up to transfer to a 4-year university, which I got accepted to UNCW.
Congratulations. Yes.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
That's exciting.
And I'm starting the BSW program, which is a Bachelor of Social Work. So
Oh, awesome. Very good.
Are you starting that this fall?
yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Wonderful.
Most of the monies are figured out right now, financial aid wise. Like when you said $200,000, like it's $23,000 I think a year at 23 to 27 at UNCW.
Okay.
And private schools are a little more. So right now, getting all my scholarships in, everything situated.
Will you do in person or you do virtual?
Oh, in person. I do horrible online classes.
Okay.
Yeah.
My attention is not. I can't focus that long.
Gotcha.
So I need to be there.
So what is your what are you most excited about for graduation next Friday?
What am I most excited about? I'm so excited, but I'm so sad at the same time. I guess I'm excited because I didn't get to walk across the stage in high school. I got my GED when I was 16. So it's the first time I'm walking. And also I get to not only celebrate myself and my accomplishments, but like I have a huge support team. So
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
That's great. So we didn't talk about a thing of the day, but you know what I wanted to talk about?
Oh, there's a thing of the day?
There was, but
Okay.
I decided
Jumped
to go
ahead.
a different direction.
Okay,
Since
great.
I found out we were going to have students, I thought I'd talk a little bit about the history of the graduation cap and gown.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Did you know that there was a long history?
no.
Did you know? Now we're gonna
In the know.
We will get in the know in just a second. So for some, it's a one-time thing. Or for ambitious students and faculty, it's an occasional outfit worn to distinguish rites of passage. Similar to getting married, graduation is an important cultural tradition that now Ree gets to participate in, and has 3 ritualistic steps. First, walking into the ceremony is a separation of society. Second is the inclusion of transformation, and lastly, returning to society with a new status.
Transformation.
Oh, got it tattooed on her right wrist. And a graduation cap and gown history is a long one, going back for centuries. So the question remains, Do we wear a cap and gown while completing these milestones? Well, why? Academic regalia came to fruition when universities started forming in the 12th and 13th century. Students and teachers typically wore clerical clothing because the church was highly influential at the time. Many professors and see these cool pictures in this really? Many professors were priests, monks, and clerics, and their students were usually studying to do something similar. Historians believe scholars wore long robes and hoods to keep warm in the unheated buildings.
That makes sense. So I guess they wore them to class every day too, right? Okay.
Correct, exactly.
Not just during graduation.
The graduation hat has changed throughout the centuries with many variations. The most prevalent style is the mortarboard cap, which pairs with standard graduation gowns. These caps are believed to have had developed in the 15th century, evolving from hats known as berettas used in the Catholic clerics, scholars, and professors. The origins of the beretta dates back as far as 1311 in the churches. Now, do you know the history? And I didn't write it down, but I read about it. Do you know the history about the cap being called a mortarboard?
No, I just assumed it was flat so you could put your books on it and carry them around if your hands were full.
That could have been. I mean, if somebody who was talented enough to do that.
Put bricks up there then maybe.
Speaking of bricks,
Okay.
bricklaying, a mortar. So somebody who's laying bricks puts the cement on this mortar board, and that's what they swipe and do in between the bricks.
Okay.
See, you're on the right path.
I was, because you know
was
when we have
inspirational.
graduation, students will decorate the tops of the mortar boards,
Yes.
right? So maybe at the first graduation,
They had bricks.
or like you were getting a degree in bricklaying maybe, and so you would put your mortar board on top of your head, and like that was how you celebrated. And somebody was like, "That's a good idea." And then next year, somebody was graduating with a barbering degree, and they put their bloodletting knife on top of their head. No, you're just looking at me.
No.
You're thinking Sweeney Todd over there. With
Yeah.
the
Sure, why not?
It's a bloodletting knife.
So I don't know if Zanetta has the other pictures, but it says until the 1950s, graduation caps and gowns were typically gray in the U.S. Within a decade, students became more interested in using different colors to represent their school, the way European countries have done since the 1800s. Because again, they were very, very, like flamboyant, lots of embroidery and things like that. Since color photos were expensive, they remained expensive and uncommon until the 1960s. Most graduation shots were still in black and white, like the above photo. You can see this school had begun its own gowns. I don't know if I sent that picture to you, but it was like a row of the gentlemen were in black and the ladies were in gray.
Okay.
And again, it was still black and white, but you could tell. So the general look of academic regalia seems timeless in this past few centuries. In conclusion, the cap and gown tradition has been alive and evolving for centuries and will always remain an important part of the academic experience.
And you'll see that during graduation, right? And you'll see lots of what's the name of the rope? There's a name for it.
Cords.
The cords, yes. So it represents all different types of things, whether you're a military student or whether you're in PTK or
Honors.
all different types of those. So
Yeah, I was the grand marshal last year for graduation, and I mean when they say Harry Potter robes, because every professor and doctor and instructor, their stuff is all different, and so you're always like, I wonder what that one means, and what does that one mean, and
Yes.
I get to get the associate's hood this time, that's new,
Yes.
right? So
yeah,
it's kind of cool.
And masters and doctors have different robes as well,
right, different lengths and
materials and colors, and depending on what school you went to, and the doctors have the hood, and their hat is called a tam, right? It's not the flat mortarboard, but it's a softer hat with I think the tassel is maybe in the center.
Like the Berettas were.
Sort of, yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, there's a lot to it.
There is.
It's fascinating, and we really only just kind of scratched the surface
Correct.
of what all goes into the tradition, because there's also the carrying of the mace that happens at the front of it, too, that is basically clearing the way to get everybody out of the way, because here come the graduates.
Here come the graduates.
Yeah, that's
Move
right.
out of the way.
well, thank you for sharing that. That
Yeah.
was interesting.
So now you'll have a completely different perspective when you're putting that bright blue on Friday.
Yes, and I earned it.
That's right. You certainly did. Before we move on to some of the other community events that we'll have to talk to, I wanted to ask both of you if you could help. If there was a potential student watching the show, or they see this video at some point and they're determining where they want to go to college in the fall and why they should maybe want to stay local and start at Craven or go to a university first. Both of you chose to go to Craven first. If you could just each of you take turns on why you might want to tell somebody to choose Craven.
Absolutely. So for me, like I said, from my experience when I was a senior in high school, I applied to 3 schools, and got accepted 2 of them, and didn't go to either of them because I chose to come here. And it can be a stressful time when you're a senior in high school and you're trying to decide where you're going to go to college, or if you'll go to college at all, what you're going to be doing after graduation. And for me, I really wanted to go to university right after high school to pursue a commission in the military and hopefully become a military pilot. And if I would have done it in high school, I'd be closer to that goal now. But I chose to come here, and I'm glad I made that decision. It's given me a lot of preparation, and I've learned a lot from this whole experience. And I just want to say to any high school seniors out there that always remember that the path to success isn't always a straight line. Mm-hmm. It wasn't for me, and I'd say it almost never is. It can be very stressful. You're seeing your peers, getting accepted to colleges and just doing great things. And I also want to say comparison is the thief of joy. Don't compare yourself to others, and focus on yourself.
Jake's just full of wisdom.
I love it.
And great quotes.
That.
And
Yes,
speaking of
yes.
quotes, Rhea, you had a quote you wanted to share.
Yeah, so I chose Craven just because it was close, and I am a non-traditional student, so that means I'm not coming straight out of high school. And when you have other stressors to worry about, like income and kids and, bills,
Mortgages.
right? Money is always a big concern, right? And so the security and the safety was a big thing, but the community that I have found at Craven was why I stayed. Mm-hmm. Everyone's just so loving and supportive, and it is one big family. And if you are afraid to talk to someone, there's plenty of people willing to listen. Like,
it was funny when we got on before we went live. I looked at Craig and I went, I don't see any students, and I don't know why, and he's like, Megan, read. I'm like, I never even think about you as a student because I always see you in a working role.
Right.
And again, Jake, I'm sorry. I was like, I see him all the time. I don't know. It was just, I don't know. Maybe I needed another cup of coffee or something. I'm like, where are the students?
Well, and Craven is so diverse. We have students who are in their 70s, who are retired, and it is a lifetime learning experience, right?
Yes.
So in my book I was reading this morning, the one quote that I would share that just kind of boils down to what you got to do to get it done, right?
Yeah.
In the absence of experience or knowledge, determination makes the difference between where you are and where you want to be. So you set a goal. You go for it. You go hard. You fight for it. You remember that every single day. Why are you doing this? Why are you working 2 jobs and exhausted and going to school? Because you want to create a better life for yourself. I may be doing it a little behind the curve, but it's never too late to start, right?
That's right.
Correct.
And I always say the only failure is to never try.
I have loved this segment.
Me
Craig.
too.
This has been wonderful.
One of my favorite shows we've done.
Fabulous guests, and I'm so glad. Sorry, I'm just trying to think again. I'm like, where are the students? So anyway, I am so glad you guys were here.
Well, and not to interrupt, but I think a part of that is also when you spoke about the community part of being at a college, it does feel like that because we all work together so much and we spend so much time together, and because of small classrooms, because of small campuses, it really
you recognize it as a family versus a separation between staff, faculty, and student.
Mm-hmm, that's right.
I see you guys more than I see my mom.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So again, thank you so much. You guys are also going to be huge assets and allies to go out and continue to share the Craven experience. And we're proud of all of our graduates, but especially you guys, and for sharing your story today. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Absolutely.
Thanks so much for being on the show.
You are welcome to stay because we got a few more things we got to talk about. You ready?
Yes, sure. I am.
All right.
It's time for community events.
Boom.
Yeah. Give us a drum roll. Rhea was trying to give us a drum roll. There it is.
All right.
I'm sure that sounds great in the booth too. We got it. Okay.
Blues in at his eardrum.
Heritage Homes Tour, May 3rd and 4th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. in downtown New Bern. This self-guided tour gives you the chance to see the interiors of very special homes in downtown and riverside historic districts that are not normally open to the public. Information and the tour map can be found at the New Bern Historical Society.
I love that picture. Miss Jan did that one. Okay, are we ready?
It's the Stanley House.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, and did you know last weekend a group of Marines came and volunteered to help clean the Stanley House?
Is that the Stanley House?
Well, the Atmore House, isn't it? where the Historical Society.
The Historical Society is at Atmore House.
Yeah,
that picture
isn't
I
that
thought
it?
was Stanley, but it's not.
I think that's Atmore.
Might be. Don't listen to me. I don't know what I'm talking
Anyway,
about.
if we're wrong, chime in. Tell us we're wrong. That's fine. But anyway, I thought that was really nice that they actually went out and volunteered, helping cleaning up the gardens and power washing and scrubbing the house. That was fantastic. All right, I'm going to try some yarn at the Palace, May 3rd and 4th, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. The Commission House at 610 Pollock Street. Come explore fibers from the past, present, and future at Tryon Palace. There will be a demonstration of historical spinning and weaving and how to get a complete woven product from raw materials. Why did you find that funny? Spinning and weaving.
Me at a middle school dance is a historic demonstration of spinning and weaving. That's what I was thinking of.
Okay, gotcha.
Yep.
Well, speaking of,
Oh, Super Kids Fun Run,
Yeah.
May 3rd from 4 to 7 p.m. at Union Point Park. Bring the family out for the kids run of the 20th annual Bridge Run. Kids ages 3 to 12 are invited to participate in a 1K race. Registration is $20 per runner, and all runners will get a t-shirt, medal, and a goodie bag. Register in person or online at bridgerun.org.
and if I remember correctly, there are people that have sponsored. So if the parent cannot afford, I think there's options for scholarships for that. So,
Okay, great.
Yeah, reach out if that's a concern for you, or
Those
if you'd like to
kids-
donate, so all the kids can go.
Those kids are taking it seriously, too.
Yeah,
That looks like
I would have
a
hit
heated
the
run.
pavement by then.
Yeah.
I'm going to go to the Vanceboro Strawberry Festival May 3rd from 5 to 9 and May 4th from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. It's Vanceboro Farm Life Elementary School. The town of Vanceboro would like to invite you to participate in the annual Strawberry Festival. There will be plenty of rides, live entertainment, vendors, and parades on Saturday at 10 a.m. Kids activities, demonstrations, and of course, barbecue plates.
Of course.
Because barbecue and strawberries always go together.
Do they? I don't
No.
know. It's been so long since I had barbecue. 20th Annual Noose River Bridge Run, May 4th at 7 a.m. That's this Saturday. The day has finally come. Union Point Park, lace up your shoes and run our beautiful city to support local charities, including Craven Community College, or come out and cheer runners for the 20th Annual Bridge Run. Races start at staggered times. The runners will also be staggered. No. Races will start at staggered times beginning at 7 a.m. with a celebration at the Riverfront Convention Center after the race. It's always a good time. We've had guests, organizers from the Bridge Run on our show, of course. I finally registered last night. Weather looks good.
Fantastic.
So if anybody who was waiting it out, it looks like the last time I checked, the weather doesn't really like rain until later in the afternoon. So
Wonderful.
Yeah.
It'll be a beautiful sunrise.
should be.
Well, then you can go to the Spring Arts and Craft Market May 4th at 9 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Nice.
At Christ Episcopal Church. Christ Church is pleased to announce their first annual Spring Arts and Craft Market in downtown New Bern. This event will be outside and featuring many local artists. This is the perfect event to surprise your mom for Mother's Day.
Oh,
Surprise.
Graduation. What?
Surprise.
Surprise! You're here in the store. Okay. Graduation at Craven Community College. That's a week from tomorrow, May 10th, 9 a.m. On the New Bern campus, and we'll also be live streaming it for those who are not able to make it. So join us in person or online. You can go to cravencc.edu/graduation for details on graduation and on the live stream.
Well, you're going to be able to find me on the next day, it's Saturday morning at Cherry Point Air Show, May 11th and 12th from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. at the Marine Corps Air Station Cherry Point. The U.S. Navy, let's try that again. The U.S. Navy Blue Angels will headline the 3-time award-winning air show next weekend. Admission is free with required free vehicle registration for base access. Visit cherrypointairshow.com for more information and schedules. And I will be at the booth on Saturday morning, so come out and see me.
You gonna be out there signing autographs?
I am. Do you think anybody will want one?
They might. You never know. Okay, so what's happening at the college?
I don't know, Craig. What's happening?
Well, there's a job fair right after our graduation rehearsal next Thursday. So our students will have an opportunity to talk to, last time I saw it was about 20, 25 employers that will be here to talk to our students.
And then there will be a Sea of Blue the next day. Graduation, May 10th.
That's right. And then, believe it or not, summer classes will begin on May 22nd.
That's a short break.
It is, yeah. I was about to say how many days it was, and I didn't want to make anybody sad about how short of a break they got. So I stopped doing the math.
I read the next line and I got sad. That's why I got quiet.
Oh,
Did you-
it'll be okay.
I know it'll be okay. Just got sad.
Oh, no.
I wasn't sure how long that was going to be, and then I was like, okay. So we will be taking a break.
We'll take a little break. Yeah.
Yes, so we will not be here next Thursday. We've got other things that are going on, more pressing, like graduation.
Yes.
So our focuses need to be on that so we can the live stream will be perfect. Yes. But follow our media, our social media, and we'll have a return date posted for you.
That's right.
Yep. So thanks again for our guests. We loved having you guys today. Craig, anything else? Don't forget, you need to get registered for summer classes, right?
Yes. I mean, now it's time to
Register.
do it. Yeah, come on down to Student Services.
And General Scholarships has been extended, so you've got until May 30th. Thank you, Ree, for reminding us on that one.
She's a great little supporter, like right on the shoulder, just
she
like
is.
Yeah.
She can plug us. That's awesome.
That's right.
They don't want me to graduate. They said they're going to fail me in yoga.
Oh, there goes that GPA. All right. Well, guess what?
What?
It's time to go.
Oh.
So in the meantime, we will see you soon. Don't know what date, but stay safe, stay happy, stay healthy. Take care. Bye-bye.
Right. Bye, everybody.